Today I'm going to take you through the process of fluid filming a vehicle for the first time. So the goal with fluid filming your vehicle is to keep it from rotting apart. So I have a customer picked up this 01 Nissan here. I think it was Southern vehicle at some point. It's not super rusty, but he kind of wants to preserve it as it is because he's going to start driving it here, you know, in the winter for his four-wheel drive. So the main objective with the fluid film is we've got to get it in the doors, in the tailgate, in the quarter panels, in the front fenders, in the rockers, you know, in the hood, and then, you know, in the frame underneath, and all the little nooks and crannies, and then broadcast spray the whole thing to kind of, you know, keep the moisture out. If we keep the moisture and salt out, we can, you know, at least slow down the rust process. As a general rule, I don't drill any holes in the cars. I find that you can typically find a way into each of the panels, you know, kind of non-invasive rather. I don't think drilling the holes necessarily hurts anything. I just don't want to make a mistake, poke the hole in the wrong spot, you know, hit a wiring harness, or find out it's some kind of double panel, something like that. So we always try to do it different ways. I start with the vehicle outside. We're going to open up all the doors, open up the hood, open up the tailgate, kind of give an assessment. Can we get in through the door drains with our spray equipment? Can we get into the rockers? And how do we go about it? Typically, to get into the rockers, I'll pull a threshold. Now this one is more difficult because it has scrivets that hold it all together. But all in all, not too bad. I'm going to go through and pull this out, and this will typically give us access to the entire rocker panel here. These are usually just clipped in on most vehicles. Sometimes they can be a pain to get out. Like that one up there doesn't want to turn. But we'll get all these out here. We'll lift this up. I'm going to get a little flathead and see if we can't take that one out. So once you get all these babies out, the threshold here just pulls off, and you can see we have clear access to the rocker. So I'm going to do that front and rear all the way around. So the next thing is trying to get into this rear quarter panel. So that can be done sometimes by accessing through the tail light, but I think in this case with the door ajar switch right here, that should give us plenty of access. Again, that's just a Phillips head. This should come out and have a pretty good size hole here. That'll get us down right here in this little dog leg here, and should get us back all the way through this rear quarter. Yeah, it does. So that's a big open hole here. Don't unhook the wire because you'll lose it, but that should get us in here, get us down there. We'll be able to spray in there, no problem. So I'm going to do that on the other side as well, just kind of in preparation here. So quite often you can also take the bolt out of the striker here for the door latch, and that'll be straight through, and oftentimes that gives you access to a rear quarter as well. Now that the vehicle's prepped, we can start at the front or start at the back, but we're back here by the tailgate. I'm going to go right through the water drains. This one we probably can't, but this one here and this one here we probably can. The other area you can go through on tailgates is through the bump stops. Oftentimes you can unscrew these. If they're the screw-in type, these are the push-in. You can you know, pop them out, and usually that hole's big enough. This tip here atomizes the fluid film in a big old spray. So you don't have to go hog wild, but you just got to get it up in here, start flicking it around. So I try to make sure that my wand can, you know, essentially just kind of visualize it in that gate. And just get rid of the beans, and you'll start seeing it coming out of everything. And then we'll go on the next one. And that's that. That's all it's really needed. The bottom of the gates where it rusts out, the fluid film will kind of stick to everything inside there, but mostly settle at the bottom and keep it from rusting out. Then I just tend to work my way around the vehicle, kind of hold this out, and as you move your wand around, you'll hear it in the quarter. You know, you can hear it sneaking all the way back there. You know, we hear it bounce around back here, so we know that this thing sprays a good 8-10 inches off the end of it. So then we just give it right to it, kind of wiggle it up and down, especially the first application. I just spray around, kind of work my way out with it. You'll see the fog coming out of the dome light, coming out of everything here. And then once we do that, then I try to go the other way here. Head right straight down with it. And you can hear it spraying right down there in that rocker, and you can see the fog coming out of it down there. So I know we're close. And there's that. Then we'll go right down into the rocker while we're right here. Sometimes spraying into the rockers from up top is unnecessary because they're accessible from underneath. I usually do this as a precaution, so when I get it on a lift, if they're not accessible, we know we've done them. Same thing with the front. And then go around and do the same thing to the other side. As far as the doors go, these Nissans are kind of cool. They're opened up here on the end. Can't quite get in there all the way, but we can come up through the door drain. Just got to be careful not to spray yourself in the face. We're gonna reach in here, I don't know, a foot or two. Make sure your window's up though. And then we're just gonna spray this around. Start pulling that on, you can see it coming out the speaker grate over there. Just the fog, like I say, this does atomize quite well. Make sure we get over in the corner, and then typically I'll come down through into the other drains in the door. The front one's a little snug. Can't get deep into there, but we can come in this middle one right here. And this one here, you can usually go up in and really just kind of fog it around. You can hear the wand over that way. You can see it coming out the end of the door. And there's that. And then we do the same thing on the rear doors. Rear doors on this car are pretty narrow at the bottom, so we'll just we'll hit her up right here in the middle. We should be able to reach the majority of what we need to. And we can hear it right up here on the side. Fogging it around in there. It's coming out of the latch, coming out of everything. I guess we can hit the front corner here just a little bit. Just to make sure it's in there, and then that should be good for the doors. Move around to the front of the car. I do under the hood, in some of the hood frame. Particularly up here along the edge, this is where vehicles in New York rust out. You don't see so much rusting out going on in the middle of the frame, so I don't worry about that too much. Just try to get the edges. I mean, you can go through and do that whole inner frame if you want. When we have the broadcast gun on, it'd be easier just to kind of come hit it on the edges, but typically, you know, these aren't rusting out right in the middle of the hood. While I'm under the hood, I'll get the hood latch. I'll come around, I'll get the battery terminals. Most importantly though, you don't want to forget, you want to get the inside of the fender, and usually this is quite accessible from under the hood here. You just got to watch it doesn't hook around and just spray back out at you. So we're going to come right here. I think we're going to have some good access to this fender. So there's that. You got to watch it. Sometimes, like this one here is double line. You might think you're inside this fender, but you're not. It doesn't hurt to spray in there. I'm spraying by the hood hinges. Just pretty much anywhere as you can get it. But definitely make sure that you're coming through to the inside of this fender. Sometimes it's accessible too by the door opening, by the A-pillar, I guess it would be where the door hinges are. You can get into it this way. So make sure you do that. And then obviously make sure you do both sides. This side's quite wide open here, which is really nice. So when we're under here, I like to look for like the ABS module where there's ABS lines, around the brake booster. As you live in the rust belt, you start to learn things that rust, particularly on these older Nissans. Everything gets rusty, every little bracket. So we'll come under and just give it to it. Kind of spray a lot of the screws, you know, power steering lines, any type of metal piping that we see that'll get rusty. I mean, these brackets get rusty. Everything on these cars will turn to rust. So we just try to fog it around. I think that application's pretty good. Now the whole time that this is spraying air, sounds like it's spraying, I'm not always putting out fluid film. You can control the amount coming out on this gun. So if you hear it, think I'm douching it a lot, well, rest assured I'm not. And like I say, under the hood, if you wanted to do the rest of it, you could use a nozzle like this. Go something like that if it makes you feel a little better. Once that's done, it's just a matter of popping the plastic bits back on, any screws you took out, any little rubber plugs you took out to gain access, and then we can bring the car in, put it up on the lift. This part of the job usually takes about a quart, so it's gonna use about a quarter of your gallon or sometimes a third depending on the size of the vehicle. And we're gonna use up, usually the first time application, larger car like this, full frame, a little over a gallon typically. We take a little spin underneath it once it's up in the air. We can see she's not mint, due for an exhaust. Some of the cross members are getting pretty scaly. Not completely a waste of time. However, this will slow down the aging process. It's not gonna reverse it. We can see the inside of the frame still has some paint on it. Looks pretty decent frame-wise. Good thing it leaks oil because that has preserved some of the front of it. However, we need to come under here and pay special attention to a couple areas. A, where all the fuel lines and brake lines run. You want to make sure you douche those down good. Anything that moves, like the park and brake cables and the, you know, the mechanism here, inside all the holes of the frame, inside holes like up in the cross member, inside holes of the body. You know, if we come along this rocker, you know, like up here, there's holes that we get into. You know, back up in there. Sometimes there's drain holes that you can shoot up in, which looking at this, I'm glad that we did the rockers from up top. And just any little thing you can get it into. I'm gonna set the camera down because I've got to turn the fan on. It gets a little noisy in here, and I'll just let you guys see what I'm doing front to back. So that's that, folks. Not too big of a job, but I say that kind of loosely because I have a lift. However, this job is doable, DIYing it on the ground, even without an air compressor if you're gonna buy cans. I haven't looked into the price of fluid film in quite a long time by the can, but you can get one of these little adapters right here. They're about yay long, so I don't know, 2 feet, 18 inches. This thing's about 3/16 of an inch. It's a little smaller than what one I was using. And this will get you in the doors, in the corridors, in the tailgate, in the hood, get you everywhere you need to go. And it does atomize quite well, but this thing empties cans super quick. You can put the vehicle up on jack stands, up on ramps, whatever you gotta do. Put on some crappy clothes, put on a face shield because stuff's gonna drop on your face for sure. Get a creeper and just roll around. It ain't gonna be pretty. You're gonna be a mess. But it should get the job done. It's gonna be better than nothing, absolutely. Particularly in the Northeast. Your car does not have to be mint condition to do this. It doesn't have to be brand new. As you can see on this one here, it's you know, already starting to get, you know, brown and crusty, but it is gonna prolong the life of it more than doing nothing, we'll say. I would say at least twice the life. Let's say this thing is gonna be in the crusher in 3 years. Well, now maybe it'll be in the crusher in 6. So is it worth it? Yeah, in my opinion it is. In the shop here in the year 2022, I think we're currently charging like 160 or 170 or 180, somewhere in there, less than 200, but close to 200 to do a full fluid film application. And that's about the same as, you know, what our competitors or what other competitor fluid film oil spray type competitors are charging. So if you're trying to figure out if nobody in your area does it, and here's the price of cans, or here's the price of, you know, buying this little guy plus a gallon of fluid film that it's going to take to do an average vehicle, you know, is it worth it? Yeah, figure it out, run the numbers, do the math, call around. And when you're done doing that, crawl down into the comment section, because that rhymes with call. And you know what to do down there. The questions, the comments, the Insta, the Facebook. Just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.